What's up, guys? In today's video we're going to talk about this Maytag Bravo. Maytag made several different types of dryers that are very similar. So if this is not exactly your dryer, it may still be the video for you. But we're talking about the rollers in it today. If you notice that your dryer is making a lot of vibration as it turns, or if it's just making a lot of thumping noises, sometimes if the wheels get bad enough, it will actually seize and break the belt, or the belt will slip off and you put the belt back on, the belt will slip off again. That's probably going to be the rollers. Sometimes you don't have to replace the rollers, and it'll just be hair and junk built up around the actual roller, and you can clean that off, re-oil the wheel, and it'll be okay. But if you need a kit, I'll list them down below. And if you're not sure if the kit is exactly right for your dryer, I'm also making a video on exactly how to find the exact right part for whatever appliance you're working on. It'll be listed down in the description below as well. But before we get started today, be sure to unplug the dryer because you don't want to die. Let's hit that intro. Alright, so to start off, there's a little push pin right here. It's closer to the door than it is to the outside. There's a white piece over here that you don't want to push on, but you just give it a little bit of a push and it'll come up just like that. You open the door a little bit because otherwise the door will hold it down. Same exact thing on the other side. Give it a little bit of a push. I'm on a dolly here. There we go. And we're up. If you have it just the right distance away from the wall, you can actually lean that against the wall, which is pretty handy. Now if you hit this too hard, you'll see how it will pop out. You can just put it right back in place. No big deal, but try not to let it fall down behind. All right, let's take off this whole front piece. And first step is to remove a 5/16 that's here, a 5/16 that's here, and remove the door lid switch plug. Alright, plug to start with, that's why I have this little sharp tool, or you can use a sharp screwdriver flathead. You just push right here and release it. There we go, like so. Alright, you can use either a nut driver or your drill. All right, after you get those two removed, you're going to lean it forward just a little bit. It's just going to lift up a little bit. All right, there's a hook right here and a hook right there that goes in a square hole that's at the bottom of this. That's why you're doing a little bit of a lift. And it's going to be kind of cold right here. You're not going to be able to lift much. Lean this guy against the wall. And now we're going to have to go ahead and take off this little front guy that leads to the fan. These are also 5/16. Four screws. And before you pull this off, I've already pulled it out, but pull the filter out, otherwise this will be stuck. You're out. A lot of times, if you've never taken this off before, this will be a major dryer lint buildup in this area. Great idea to go ahead and clean that out. I also have an entire video on how to get every bit of dryer lint out of it, including around the fan housing. So check out my other videos for that. All right, another one of these guys. Go back to here. This guy popped right out much easier than the other guy. And on taking this front part off, you're going to just take the bottoms all the way out. And you'll see that the top ones have keyholes. So if you just take them out a little bit on both sides, you'll be able to hook it real easy when you come back to put it back together. So you're just going to lift up through that keyhole, through the other keyhole, let it down like that, and we're at our first two rollers right here. and right here. Now sometimes there'll be only one roller that's bad. A lot of times the kits will come up with everything, so you can go ahead and just do every one of them all the way around. I'll show you real quick while we have a nice view how to do them. You'll see there's a little plastic triangle that goes all the way around this thing. Just get off to one side with your sharp screwdriver or a hook of some sort, and just slowly, without breaking it, get that guy off of there. From here, you'll just take this out. Sometimes, just like this, it will be covered with lint and hair. Just work it all the way off of there, because that will eventually seize this wheel or whatever the next wheel is that you put on here. I like to put white lithium grease, just a little bit, or whatever you like to use. Regular grease would be fine as well. Just something will stay there. WD-40 tends to go away. All right, after you get that off, go ahead and replace it. Put your new one back on, and put your keeper back on. So it's gonna push it just like that, and all you have to do is give it a little bit of push all the way around, and you'll see it snaps into place. And we're back to good to go. Same thing with this one, and I'll go ahead and pop it off. I can see it's got a lot of lint all the way around it, and hair. Lint's not as much of a problem as the hair is. It really holds on. That's not so bad on this one. All right, same thing. I'm not going to do on this one because I got to take this machine back apart in just a second. Put a little bit of grease, put it back on, and push that guy back down on it, and you're good to go. These wheels, if you're having a lot of bumping, you'll notice one of them's probably either got a war spot where it has sat for a long time, or the drum got hot and pushed down into it. And it will literally, as it goes around, boom, 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 boom. But these are done now. Let's lean this guy against the wall, and we're gonna take the drum out. All right, this particular machine, the drum is easier to get out than get back in. To take the belt off it, you can do a little trick, and obviously this dryer is unplugged. I'm not even in a room that has a plug. But if you take this drum, let the bottom lift it up a little bit, lay it down like that, you can now reach behind it and take the belt off, where normally you'd have to go in from the back side, but this is a very hard trick to do the opposite way around. All right, and just unhook the belt from the motor. Now I can lift it up. I can come out, and we're off. All right, from right here, real easy. Roller, roller. We're going to repeat the exact same process. Popping a little plastic piece off, popping a little plastic piece off. These have no hair on them at all, so they're actually pretty good to go. While you're all the way down to right here, make sure you can get all the lint out you possibly can. It's a great idea to go ahead and clean the machine out. You're nearly down to the end of where all the lint could be. Inside this box is where the fan is, and that's pretty much where a lot of the lint will get built up. Check out my other videos. You'll see I open up this box and show you exactly how to take this all off and replace it. All right, let's put it back together. All right, from right here, you'll put the drum back in and hook it on top of those rollers. You'll know you're back on top of the rollers when it kind of is hooked back there and it won't fall, the bottom won't come forward. You can leave it laid over. Just make sure your belt's in a good spot. You'll see where the old belt was sitting on top there is a little black spot. Just sit it right on top of there. And what I like to do is there's a back panel that comes off the back machine. It makes it very easy to hook the belt back up. Technically, you could hook the belt back up the way I unhook the belt, but it's very difficult. Unless you're a repair guy, there's really no need to become a professional at figuring out how to hook a belt like that. I could do it, but it's much easier if you're only doing this once or twice. It's your own personal machine. Take the back panel off, and there's an access hole, and you can literally look at it, make sure everything is straight and good to go. And it's also a good idea. There's an idler pulley there. You can give a little oil to make things a little bit better. But let's go ahead and put the rest of the way back together with the belt just sitting loose. All right, we're coming back in with these. We left these screws like they were before, just a little bit loose. Remember, we have these wheels. Backwards. These wheels right here have to hook in this little lip. So it'll be just like that. Hook them in that lip, and also hook them in that eye. You can double check yourself, make sure that the drum is spinning nice and freely. And now we're going to put our screws back in here, which actually everything on this, I thought that was a 1/4 inch. So far everything on this is 5/16. That's 5/16, all these screws. It might be the back screws are 1/4 inch. Pretty sure that's where it is. All right. Remember to tighten these eye holes up as well. All right, from right here, we're gonna take this guy, put it back on. Just like so. There are 4 screws for this thing. All right, from right here, plug this back in. You can go ahead and put your filter back in place. And we're going to put the door back on. All right, to hook this door back on, like I said before, there's these hooks here, one there, and they go in the square receiving hole on this. This is usually either really easy and falls right into place, or is a bit of a pain. I like to hook the right side on first because I'm right-handed. And the left side will either be real easy and fall right in place, or you'll have to mess with it a little bit. There you go, so it right down. All right, careful while it's just sitting there. Sometimes it'll want to just fall over. And you're going to put your 2 5/16 back into place. This is the point where you really do not want to make a mistake and drop this screw, or you're going to take all this back off to get to the screw that you dropped. You may want to, I always like to do these by hand and not with the drill, and just go real slow. Same thing on this side. All right, from right here, do not forget to hook back up the lid switch. If you don't hook that up, the dryer is going to assume the door is open. When you try to start it, it will not start. You'll just be pressing that button over and over again. You get super frustrated. It'll be because that's unplugged. All right, we're going to let this down. You have to have the door slightly open before you shut through the first time. Push one side down, other side down, door shut. Now let's turn it around and hook up that belt. All right, and here comes the 1/4 inch screws that we're thinking about. And I've lost the plate for this. Normally you would not have that open. All right, with that guy off, now we're going to unhook or hook back up this belt. Sometimes these machines will be a smaller access hole. I saw in some of the older models that you can just reach from right here, much easier. Not have to take off the entire plate. We're going to take the belt, go around the pulley. I'm going to take my other hand, I'll push the pulley back, and I'll hook the belt. And we're done. All right, from here we're nearly done. We're just going to put this plate back on, and that's the end of it. All right, guys, if any questions, please put them down below. Again, if you are unsure if you are getting the right rollers or any part for your machine, I'm making a video on it, and I'll list it in the description below on exactly how to not only look up to make sure it's the right part, but find the cheapest part and most dependable part. There's a lot of really cheap off-brand wheels out there that completely fall apart. So don't go, it's always with the most inexpensive option you can find. Sometimes you want to kind of get a little bit in the mid-range, but I'll explain that all in the other video. Check out the description below. We'll see y'all next time.
Thanks for watching, guys, and please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. Also, if you're looking for that video I was talking about where you can find the exact right part for a great price, it's the one on the left of the screen. And the one on the right of the screen is a playlist of every repair video I've ever done for this appliance. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see y'all next time.